Leavenworth, Washington, a mountain town where Bavarian charm meets breathtaking Cascade peaks. It's one of the most photographed small towns in America, home to just under 2,400 residents, but hosts over 1.5 million visitors every year. It's a skier's dream, a hiker's paradise, and a wine lover's haven. But here's the question: what is it really like to live here year-round? In this video, I am breaking down the pros and cons of living in Leavenworth, Washington in 2025, with real stats, market data, and insider tips that could save you thousands of dollars and a whole lot of headache if you're thinking about moving here. Hey, I'm Amanda Dallman, your Central Washington realtor, and I help people relocate to Leavenworth, Lake Chelan, Wenatchee, and all across North Central Washington. On this channel, you will find the real deal, boots on the ground info, not just the glossy Instagram video. If you're planning to move here, hit the subscribe button. You don't want to miss the weekly updates. So let's jump right into this video. First off, let's talk about the pros. The first pro is obviously the scenic beauty and outdoor recreation. Leavenworth is one of those rare places where the scenery never gets old. The Cascade Mountains literally wrap around you, and the Wenatchee River flows right through downtown. There's also rolling hills of apples and pears and orchards in the valleys. For the outdoor lovers, it's a four-season playground. There's hiking in the Enchantments, the Icicle Ridge, Colchuck Lake. They're all world-class trails that you've most likely seen on Instagram. Skiing is about 36 minutes to Stevens Pass for downhill skiing, or you can stay locally in town and visit Ski Hill, which offers family-friendly runs and cross-country skiing. Water sports, in the summer, you have Lake Wenatchee, which is perfect for boating, paddleboarding, and swimming, while the Wenatchee River is also famous for rafting and kayaking. There are also several different golf options in the area. The Leavenworth Golf Club is open from April to October and has spectacular mountain and river views that are really hard to beat. You could live here for years and not check off every trail or mountain in your backyard. The next pro is the Bavarian charm and festivals. The Bavarian theme isn't just a marketing trick. The town fully embraces it. Every building in the downtown core is styled like a German alpine village. It's one of the biggest tourism draws in the state, and it's done pretty tastefully. The event calendar is packed year-round. In October, there's 3 weekends in the fall that brings thousands of visitors for beer gardens, music, and Bavarian food. During Christmas time, the Christmas Light Festival turns downtown into a Hallmark movie set with over 500,000 lights on the buildings. Mayfest celebrates spring with traditional dance, music, and food. Plus, there's farmers markets, wine walks, outdoor concerts, art walks all throughout the year. As a resident, you get front row seats to all of this without having to book motels in advance like most of the tourists. The next pro is the strong community vibe. Despite the heavy tourism that Leavenworth gets, Leavenworth is still a small town at its core. With a population just under 2,500, it's the kind of place where you will run into people you know at the post office and the coffee shops. Locals tend to volunteer for the festivals, they join hiking clubs, and they really support the local businesses. There's a real sense of pride in the town, whether it's helping plant flowers downtown in the spring or coming together to clear a trail after a big storm. One thing that buyers really love about Leavenworth is that you can really choose your lifestyle. There are several different pockets or neighborhoods that you can buy into. The first is the downtown core, and of course, this offers the walkability to restaurants, shops, and events. You can expect a median home price around $931,000. You're going to be on a smaller lot, and you might have some limited parking. If you go just a little bit further from the downtown core, you have the Ski Hill area, and this area boasts larger homes and cabins, and it's close to Ski Hill, the skiing area, and hiking trails. The prices are going to range between $800,000 and $1.5 million. This next area is gorgeous. I'm talking about Icicle Road and Icicle Creek. Here you are going to find luxury homes, riverfront properties with stunning mountain views. You're going to pay the price for it though. Homes often start around 1 million and go past the 2.5 million mark. The next area I'll talk about is the Chumstick Canyon. Down the Chumstick Canyon, you are going to feel rural, private, and peaceful. And homes range everything from cabins to farmhouses to beautiful custom builds on larger lots. And price range is going to reflect this very widely. So price range will be anywhere from 600,000 up to and way past 1.2 million. Okay, expanding a little bit further out is Plain and Lake Wenatchee. Here you will find waterfront and vacation homes. Now, the data that I pulled up said the median home price was $477,000, and I don't find that very accurate. I think there's a couple of little pocket neighborhoods that have had a lot of sales that have influenced that. If you are on Lake Wenatchee or have a view of the Lake Wenatchee, you are going to be well over the $1 million mark. Okay, this next area that I'm going to talk about is not technically or what us locals would call Leavenworth, but it is close enough that it might as well be. I'm talking about Peshastin and Kashmir. Peshastin and Kashmir is actually closer to Leavenworth than Plain or Lake Wenatchee is. So why these are great places to look at is because they're more affordable options just a little bit east of Leavenworth. The median home price really starts around $450,000 to $500,000, and this is going to be in those downtown core areas. Once you get out into the farms and the fields, you are pushing past $1 million. This variety means whether you're looking for a bustling in-town condo or a secluded mountain retreat, there is something here for anyone if you can find it before it's gone. Okay, now let's get into some of the cons of living in Leavenworth. The first con is going to be cost of living and housing. Here is the reality. Leavenworth's cost of living is about 32% higher than the national average. Housing is a big part of this. As of 2025, the median home price in Leavenworth is $924,000. Price per square foot is $364, which is up from $238 in 2022. That's a 53% jump in just 3 years. Part of this price pressure comes from second home buyers and vacation rental investors. Chelan County caps short-term rental permits at 6% of homes in most districts or areas. And in popular areas like Leavenworth, the cap has been full for years. So if you want a property to short-term rent in Leavenworth, you need to find a home that already has a short-term rental permit on it and it's transferable. And you're probably going to need to do this before next summer. We can talk more about that on a phone call. Okay, next con is the tourists and the traffic. So Leavenworth gets over 1.5 million visitors per year. That's more than 600 visitors per residence. Festival weekends can mean bumper to bumper traffic on US 2 and long waits at restaurants, packed grocery stores. In fact, the grocery stores just get completely wiped out of their food. Locals really adapt by running their errands early or using back roads and really avoiding downtown during the peak hours. If you're someone who hates crowds, this can really be a deal breaker for you. Okay, the next con is the local job market. If your work isn't in tourism, retail, or hospitality, you may need to commute to Wenatchee or work remotely. Wenatchee is about a 30-minute drive and it has a much broader job market. But for any of those specialized or high-paying roles, you may be looking at remote work or some sort of flex work schedule with an office on the west side or in the Seattle area. The next con could be a con for some or pros for others, but this is the weather. Leavenworth averages 89 inches of snow per year, and that's more than triple the US average of 28 inches. So it's beautiful for the holidays, but it means shoveling driveways, clearing roofs, and dealing with icy roads. Summers are warm and dry with the average highs around 85 degrees in July, but wildfire risk is a real concern. Some insurance companies have pulled back from writing new policies in high risk areas, or premiums have jumped significantly. This is something that we take a deep dive into when you're purchasing a home in the area. Okay, the next con is accessibility and healthcare. So you're 2+ hours from Seattle via Stevens Pass or Blewett Pass. Both can be closed in the winter times, but at least you have two different options. Basic medical care is available in town, but for most residents, they go to Wenatchee for doctors, specialists, and the hospital. For any major procedures or specialized care, you're likely going to be heading to Seattle. Leavenworth offers a lifestyle that's really hard to match. Stunning views, 4 seasons of recreation, a community that feels like family, but it comes with higher costs, seasonal tourism headaches, and some logistical challenges. If you're thinking of moving, I can help you figure out which neighborhood or nearby town fits your lifestyle and budget the best. My contact information is below, and I'd love to help you start your journey finding your home in Central Washington. I'm Amanda Dallman, your local realtor, and I will see you next week with a new video.